Samantha, like, I'm on the phone with Samantha, and I'm like, hold on, girl, hold on. I said, oh, I'm like excited. I'm like, oh, T's about to be coming over later. Blah, blah, blah. I go on the page. And I see sensitive tag T, but I'm not paying attention. It's my T. I just see the name T, blah, 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 blah. So I click it. Why is it T? Why is it T, who is supposed to be picking me up, is her man? It's another story time. How you guys doing? I've been doing well, doing good in the hood. Hi, my name is Tasha. I do have another channel called Tasha Society where I do beauty, hair, makeup, everything beauty over there. And I do have another channel called Tasha React where I do reaction videos. Check me out. Alright, so this is another story time. I'm trying to like run through it because I have to go to bed. I have to wake up early tomorrow. Alright, so let me tell you my main story. Alright, so this story, okay, so this is the continuation of how I found out Trifling's brother, I said Trifling, whoa, how I found out me and Sensitive was dating the same dude. Alright, so, well, Sensitive found out that about T, me and her was dating the same dude. Okay, so around this time, so this is the time frame that me and Samantha started chilling really hard. If you guys don't remember, the dude's, what was his name? I think his name was Sam, right? The Sam and T set me up. Me and T end up dating, end up being like my little side thing, because, you know, after I found out Sam and T set me up, me and T end up full coursing. Okay, all right. So if you guys don't care, catch up. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, my story times be entertaining. All right. So at the time, me and Samantha, we used to chill a lot hard, right? So this is the time frame that I was like kind of working at security at South Station. So this is the time frame me and Jean kind of stopped talking. I wasn't dating Jean no more. Jean, I don't remember. I think Jean was the story that when I can't remember what story Jean is, but Jean was the dude that I was dating, and I used to drive his car, and I crashed his car. I don't think I have that story yet, but I crashed his car in like 24 hours. But Jean has a whole storyline too, right? Jean, and then I found out years later when I started dating Trifling recently that Jean and Trifling know each other. Child, don't worry about it. So, all right, so Jean. So at the time, me and Jean, we kind of like stopped talking. So I was like kind of by myself. So this is the time for it, like Chocolate and them was around. I started dating them, like, you know, being cool with Chocolate. But all this is like years later, because I usually take a long break dating people, right? So around this time, me and T, we was like dating, like, you know, talking, whatever. But T liked me, but I didn't like T in that way because I just wanted to enjoy my life, right? So this is the time, like, I'm a type of person, like, I will meet people and you'll stay in my life for a long time. That's how it was. So I used to have a friend when we used to go to high school. His name was Johnny. So me and Johnny, Johnny has a whole story time, but me and Johnny was my cousin's friend, and then me and Johnny dated for a little bit time frame. Then I kind of flipped on him, and then me and him broke up, right? So me and Johnny became cool. So Johnny was like my, because I have a lot of like exes that are friends. So Johnny at the time was the ex that was the friend, and Johnny used to live in Brockton as well at the time. So me and Johnny, we used to be really, really cool. So Johnny was dating, I can't remember who he was dating, but me and Johnny used to talk on the phone all the time, like all the time. We used to be on the phone every day, right? So when I started talking to T, I used to tell Johnny, like, oh yeah, you know, me and T, that's my boo, blah blah blah, yeah, that's my man, whatever. But I didn't really like, no, I'm not gonna say I didn't like T. I just liked it how my life was. I was like enjoying life at the time. You know, me and Samantha, we used to chill a lot. So me and Samantha, sometimes Samantha will come to Brockton, I will go to her house, but I mostly go to her house because Samantha's mom was kind of weird. Like, I don't know, her mom was like a weird mom. Like, she didn't really have support system like that. But her mom, it was like her mom will help her, but her mom will mistreat her really bad, right? So I used to just kind of help Samantha like a lot, you know, spend time with her. And that at the time, Samantha and her baby daddy, they were kind of really going through it. I don't know, her baby daddy was just very weird. He was like an old-fashioned Haitian dude that was like, he was madly in love with Samantha, and then he did a whole 360, and then all of a sudden he didn't like Samantha no more, right? So me and Johnny, and I'm telling you, I remember this vividly. So me and Johnny, so at the time, me and T was messing for a long time, right? So me and T was messing for a while. So T was always the dude, like if I go out, I'll call T, be like, hey, come over. We'll spend time together. We'll go out together. We'll walk together. Like T, you would think T was my boyfriend, but we just never had the title. Like he would try it, but we just never had the title. So even like sometime when his boy Sam would call, you know, Sam would be like, oh, you with that bitch? Because, you know, Sam would try to talk to me, whatever. So me and T in a way and kind of stopped talking to Sam too, because he said it like he's mad disrespectful. Because I think T really started like feeling me, right? So this particular day, me and Samantha called me, and I remember this week like leading to it. So Samantha called me, and in a way I started kind of dwindling off with T because I didn't really want to date anymore. Like I really kind of wanted to like really enjoy being single and enjoying life and, you know, enjoy having fun, you know, enjoy being with my friends. So that day T calls me and he asked me like, oh Tashi, no, T calls me, right? Because I was supposed to go meet up with Samantha. So like I said, like y'all know my story. My baby daddy used to pick up my daughter a lot. So during that time, that's when my baby daddy was with his baby mama number 2. So he would be like, you know, daddy, they always want to do stuff. He would always take her. So I had a little bit more free time because I used to work overnight at the time, right? And I worked at security, which I loved. Like, yo, before there was this white boy that, we started beefing. I'm gonna explain that dynamic, but I used to love South Station because the people were so cool. And me and that white boy, we used to be cool, but he was the first white person that I used to be like, I learned like, will switch on you. Like, yo, he was my dude, but it's like he claimed he liked black people, but he didn't. Like, it was weird, and he was dating a black girl. He was, but we were mad cool at a point, because, you know, at a point, like, I'll explain his situation after, right? So we started like kind of like hanging out. Like, you know, I always used to go to work at night, and then my baby daddy would take my daughter during the day, at nighttime, and then bring her to me during the day. Sometimes he'll keep her, like, you know, whatever. So I only worked like 4 days out the week, right? So I didn't really work that much. So me and Samantha, we decided that day, was me, Samantha, and Tara, we was gonna go to the mall. We used to always go to the Galleria, and we'll buy like shoes and stuff. A lot of times Samantha would buy for me, and a lot of times I would do for Samantha, because this is around the time me and Samantha started becoming really tight, because Samantha and Tara were friends, and Tara was my mutual friend, and Samantha was like, you know, mutually cool because of Tara. Like, I knew Samantha because of high school, like, hi, how you doing? But I was more cool with Tara, right? And then Tara met her big nose drug dealer boyfriend, and then Tara started switching up on me, right? So when Tara started switching up on me, whatever, me and Samantha started being cool. But at that time frame, we all just started, like, we were hanging out. So this is the time frame Tara started losing a lot of weight. This was like Tara's beautiful time. Like, I think like all of us had our moments. This was Tara's moment. Tara and Samantha, this was their moment. I was always the skinny one, so this was their time frame. This was their moment. So Tara was like pretty. Her boyfriend worked in the T-Mobile stand. It was like he was doing big things. He was mad cool then, but for some reason he didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? He didn't like me for whatever reason. He didn't like me, and it could be what Tara was telling him too. But he didn't like me, right? But Tara used to work at I think he worked at Sprint and she worked at T-Mobile. She worked at a phone place, whatever. So Tara got all of our lines on the same plan, right? So she didn't want to add me at first, so I was gonna like get me a different thing. Then she was like, okay, fine, I'll add you, because I was like, okay, if you don't want to add me on your line, because I kept asking her, so you want to add, are you gonna add me on it? She added Samantha, but she didn't want to add me. I didn't know. So then she finally, it was like $35 each person pays a month, pays her. But then at a point it was like, we started kind of like, she started kind of becoming like mad rude towards me. And then one day we was like, I don't remember this like particular day, but I just remember that Samantha and we started chilling really hard, and Tara started switching. Like, she started being mad rude to us. She started telling us like, oh, y'all need to get an education. Mind you, she got graduated from a community college. It wasn't even a community college. She graduated from a program, like, it was like a program that you could do, like a 2-year program, like become a medical assistant, those type of programs. And ever since then, she started feeling herself. But the boyfriend, after I found out, the boyfriend was telling her that, oh, we're jealous of her and we're better than her, right? Like, she's better than us, right? So the boyfriend used to live around the corner from Samantha, right? So Samantha, Tara didn't know I knew, but she had a manager that used to work at the same store, and she would cook for him or whatever. But then rumors was around that she was messing with the manager. Mind you, she was dating Big No's boyfriend, but she, you know, when I asked her, she said no, it's not true. But the dude's manager knew somebody that I knew and told me, yeah, she did. Like, they used to mess around. Mind you, that's when she was dating Homeboy too, right? So so me and Samantha, we started kind of being cool. But okay, so let me go back onto the mall, right? Because we still was kind of like associates at the time, you know, whatever. But me and Tara kind of like, we kind of drifted off, and me and Samantha kind of became cool, because I didn't really talk to Tara as much anymore. I mostly talk to Samantha. So when they're all together, I kind of will go my own way or go shopping my own way and then kind of meet with them. But I think Tara started noticing, like, I don't really fuck with her no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, I felt like, and she was being so mean to Samantha, and she would call Samantha ugly behind her back. And I don't like bully friends. I don't like people that bully people. I don't like it. If you don't like her, you either bang it out and then y'all squash it, or y'all just bang it. You just don't talk to her. Don't try to bully her. I don't like that. So okay, fast forward, you know, we're hanging at the mall, we're taking a walk, whatever. So me and Sensitive, if you guys don't know, Sensitive was my friend. We used to be part of our high school crew, right? I think I have a story time with with the high school crew, but the high school crew used to be really mean to Sensitive, because Sensitive was really boy happy. Sensitive was the type of girl, anytime she meets a boy, she's in love. She don't need to know who the boy is. The boy could be a sex offender. She, I love him, he good, he didn't meet this, right? Like, she is those type of girls that's always in the Delulu land for men, right? So I haven't, like, Sensitive and I always have Sensitive's back. Like I told you, Sensitive was always that friend. I always had her back, but I didn't really chill with Sensitive like that. Sensitive was more my outsider friend. Sensitive was a friend, like, we knew we were cool. That's my boo. That was my friend at the time. That's my friend. Don't mess with Sensitive or I'm coming after you. Don't talk about Sensitive. Don't diss Sensitive, because I will always have Sensitive's back. That's why our little high school Brighton crew didn't like me, because I will always take for Sensitive. Sensitive was my friend. That was my boo at the time. And I had a lot of love for Sensitive's mother, right? Alright, so fast forward. So Sensitive and we don't really talk as much. Only if Sensitive need her hair done, or if I'm going to her house and I'm like, oh girl, let me stay, because she used to always buy like a whole bunch of deodorant. Like, I don't know, she was so weird about that. She'll buy a lot of deodorants, a bunch of perfumes. Like, it's like she hoarded it. Like, it was like kind of like a hoarder. She was a clean hoarder, you know what I'm saying? And Sensitive was like one of those girls, like, you have to understand the type of person she is. But when she is those type of girls who is a girls love, so is Samantha. They live in this delusion, Beauty and the Beast type of world, that they can change a person. They have this imagination that men are, you know, you can work on them, and even if they beat you, they didn't mean to beat you. Like, they live in this delusion, right? Alright, cool. So I haven't seen Sensitive for a while, right? I haven't seen Sensitive for a minute. So I'm walking, we're at the mall, right? So I think that day, I think that's how Sensitive came up. That day I was cool with, I can't remember what I called her in the other story, but she was part of the Brighton crew, and she called me to say that she's doing an event at her house, that, you know, for like the Brighton crew, whatever. But she told me that Sensitive wasn't in, no, because I asked, I said, Sensitive coming? She said no. And then Tessa, because I was the one who lived the furthest, Tessa called me, who was part of the Brighton group, and told me Tessa was like my bitch. Like, I loved Tessa at the time. But when she started becoming cool with Big Forehead, that Big Forehead, the Cape Verdean girl with the big forehead, Big Forehead started feeling herself when she started dating her little Spanish Aventura boyfriend. She was always that kind of girl who dated weird men. Like, she dated really young men, and then she dated that really old man. So ever since like she got that little security job, she started like feeling herself. But she was never mean to me. Only thing I knew about Big Forehead was after, like, if I'm not there, she'll talk about me, or she'll tell people like, oh, don't chill with people. It's like she was like the mafia boss of the group. And I can't remember what I called her friend, but if I remember it, then I'll whatever. But after that, so the girl, Big Forehead's friend, called me and said, hey, we're doing an event, blah, blah, blah. So I said, Sensitive coming, because, you know, Sensitive is, you know, that was my nigga. She's like, no, Sensitive is not coming. They'll talk to me about it later. I said, okay, cool, because I was mad cool with that other girl, right? And she was like, that was the girl that I told you she was married with her husband. I really liked her husband for her, but her, you know, her husband kind of did her wrong and whatever. But he wasn't her husband at the time. He was her boyfriend. Okay, so we're hanging in the mall. I remember her calling me, and then Tara and Samantha asked me like, oh, who's that? I said, oh, that's whatever. I forgot the girl's name. I think her name, I don't remember. But I said, she invited me to her event, but Sensitive is not going. So Samantha was like, oh, how is Sensitive? I thought Sensitive's fine, because that week, I remember this week vividly. That week, I went to go to Sensitive's house to do Sensitive's hair. Sensitive told me that she had a boo. She's like, oh girl, I got a boo, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't, like, I'm not the type of person who asks, oh girl, let me see. I don't know. Sometimes I don't even ask that. But she was telling me about this new guy that she mad, because she used to date this Spanish guy that used to beat on her bad. And she was like, I got this new guy, I really like him, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh girl, yes, yeah, moving on up to the east side. Like, I was excited for her, because Sensitive is a very good person. You know what I'm saying? Very good person. But the only problem with Sensitive is she will drop you for a man. She don't give a damn. She don't care. It could be your mama's funeral. You talk about her and her man and don't live in that delusion she lives in, you cannot be real with Sensitive. Sensitive could be real with you, but you cannot be real with Sensitive. So I was like, you know, kind of happy for her. I said, yeah, girl, yes, I'm so happy, bitch. You moved on, blah, 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 blah. You know, she said, yeah, he's Haitian and he's this, he's that. Did she say he was, I don't remember if T was Haitian. I think she said he was black. And I said, bitch, she's black because she don't like black men. She likes Spanish guys. I said, he's black. She said, girl, and the sex is this and that. Talking. Okay. But mind you, I didn't put two and two together that she was talking about my sneaky link T, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we end up leaving. So we're in the mall and we're just hanging out. We're doing our thing. Whatever. So because that's the time I was like on the phone. Like, I used to always be on the phone. I used to talk to different people. I used to have a lot of friends, right? So I was like talking to different people. I'm on the phone because I didn't really like Tara and I didn't like her man. So whenever when they were around, I'll slowly leave them because I didn't like her big nose drug boyfriend. So, and that was a lot of times the reason why she'll make us go to the mall so we can see Mr. Ugly Boy. So we would go over there, whatever, right? So me and Samantha, you know, Samantha's doing her thing, and Samantha always had her daughter with her because of, you know, she didn't really have help. I tell you, out of all my friends, I only have two people that I'll say that's really good mothers, was Samantha and my coworker that I'm cool with now. They are the best moms. Not a lot of people are good moms, and I always say that Samantha is one of the best mothers I ever met in my life, right? So Samantha's like walking with her daughter, you know, doing her thing with her daughter, buying clothes for her daughter, buying different outfits, whatever. Everybody knows me. Like if I go to the mall, I buy for a dad, you buy for me, whatever, right? So I'm like hanging out, I'm talking to people, I'm enjoying myself, doing my thing, whatever. So we go to Samantha's house. So when we leave, Samantha will leave. And then Tara will hang out with us. Like she'll kind of use Samantha's house because her boyfriend literally lived around the corner until the boyfriend came home. But at a point, the boyfriend gave her a key, so she'll go to the boyfriend's house and get go cook or do whatever she was doing for him, right? So and the crazy thing is she would cook for the dude that works at her job at his house. Anyways, anywho, who am I, right? So we go to, me and Samantha, we always chill towards the end of the night. So Tara will stay with us, but me and Samantha, we're really cool now. So we're like talking, we're having conversation. And I was telling her like, oh, I don't know what to wear. You know, I'm supposed to go to this event with these girls. Cause I like when it was the Brighton crew, when we all were cool. I used to like it, like, cause it was like fun. Only if the Cape Verdean girl wasn't there, it was a vibe. If it was just me, Tessa, the other friend, and the other girl, and sometimes Sensitive, it was a vibe. When Big Forehead girl came, that's when it was like Big Forehead just used to like ruin it. I don't know, because just like she was like the dark cloud of the crew. She was just bad. She always had something to say, and she was the worst one, the worst looking in the crew. I just did. Every time she came, it was just like, I was slowly like, okay, I'm leaving, I'm going. Or if I hear she's there, I won't go, because I didn't really like her because she was mean to people, bro. She was mean. Like she was always mean. She always tried to make fun of people, and she was the worst looking one out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I tried to vibe with her, but I just couldn't. It just probably me and her just probably didn't vibe. I didn't like her like that, right? So I used to like being there when it would be all of us. Like if she's there, I'll leave and go hang out with that girl's boyfriend's boys. I'll hang out with them because I didn't like when the Cape Verdean girl was there because she was mean. Big Forehead was an asshole. Like she was mean as shit. Like I don't know what it was. I don't like bullies. I don't like people that is constantly making fun of people and you're not up to par. You know what I'm saying? And they used to talk about Sensitive a lot, but I would always defend Sensitive. And then, oh, you don't know her? I said, girl, I knew Sensitive before y'all. Like, how you gonna tell me I don't know Sensitive, right? So, it's like, but the only thing about them is they felt as if Sensitive was dumb, but I felt like everybody in the group was dumb. I had my baby daddy who slept with my friend. She, her Big Forehead girl just couldn't keep a guy, and then she had she went through a lesbian stage, and the girl stole all her money. And she still was fucking with her and still was cool with her. And then the other girl, her husband cheated on her. And then, you know, she tried to make it work. And she tried to make the marriage work. And Tessa, her baby daddy, godmother, her man ended up being her godmother's man. So she ended up being with her godmother's man. The only one that was good was the other girl. And I can't remember their names. I have to remember their names. But there was the other girl. She was the only one who was the innocent one out of all of us in the group. Okay? She was like the virgin, but she just ended up losing her virginity to one of the dudes that I was cool with. Right? I just used to like hanging out with them because we all like, we could talk, we could be real, but I felt like every time the Big Forehead came to the group, everybody would do a whole 360. Everybody would switch up, right? So, anywho, so they're like, you know, I was like explaining, I was like, I don't know what to wear, because it'd be fun. You know, I like hanging out with them. You know, it was fun, like, whatever. So, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm telling, you know, Samantha, basically what's the story that I'm basically explaining to you guys, like, you know, I hope, you know, I heard Cape Verdean girl's not coming, so it's gonna be a vibe, because it's fun when she's not there, right? But Sensitive wasn't invited. So I was like explaining to her, like, you know, should I tell Sensitive? And Samantha was like, no, just, you know, don't. But I was like, I feel like I was being fake, like if I didn't tell Sensitive. So I did tell Sensitive, you know, they're having an event, but she wasn't invited. She's like, you know, and she was telling me why they all don't talk to each other, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. I was like, well, who cares, girl? We got each other, blah, 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 type of thing, right? Okay, so that fast forward, I'm hanging at Samantha's house, so I usually take the bus to go home because I lived in Brockton. And I used to go home late. Baby, I'm surprised I never got kidnapped, snatched, because I always go home late and take the bus late and walk, right? And the walk was like 20-30 minute walk from the bus stop, because the last bus don't go inside. If you guys know, like Brockton buses are weird, right? At that time. So I'll take the 12 at night, and then they'll drop me down the end of the street, and then I'll walk up. So I'm like walking up, whatever, right? And I'm like on the phone, I'm talking, and then T calls me, and T's like, oh, where are you? And I said, I'm walking home. He's like, why you didn't call me, right? I said, no, it's cool, you know, because at that time I'm trying to like take T out my life. So he's like, why you didn't call me? I said, yo, I'm walking up, I'm good. He's like, I'm already in Brockton, I'm gonna just meet you. I tell you, I remember this like yesterday. Yo, so T comes, he had like some sunglasses on. That's I told you, T had dreads, and he used to always like wearing all black. I don't know why. So he came in with his all blacks and whatever, and he comes up to me, he's like, why are you walking? I'm like, yeah, this dude had to be around my house. Like, why are you just like, you don't live in Brockton. So we go to the house, whatever, we hang out, T buys food for me, we're hanging out, we're talking, whatever. And Samantha always calls me to check, like to make sure I'm good, or if I make it, because usually we exercise together. Because at that time, I think we both was going through depression, so we both was going through the same thing, so we kind of held each other accountable, right? So we're hanging out, I'm talking, I said, oh, T's over. She's like, oh, hi, T, da da da. You know what I'm saying? And T's like, oh, what's up, how you doing? And da 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 da. He's like, tell your friend girl stop fronting. Like, no. She said, oh, you here to see Tasha, your girlfriend? I said, I'm not his girlfriend. He's like, yo, tell her to stop fronting. You're my girl, blah, blah, blah. You don't playing around. Alright, so we always do the bang, bang, chicka, bang, bang, the routine. And then, I tell you, I smell like a man. I don't know how these men sleep with me. So he slept over, whatever. And I woke up early in the morning. Because my baby daddy sometimes comes and drops off my daughter, right? But that morning I called to make sure, because my baby daddy be acting crazy when I don't know, like whenever it's any dude I talk to or anything, even if he knows I'm like next to a guy, it was like I was in a relationship without being in a relationship. So no, I don't think Gene was around yet. Yeah, Gene wasn't around yet. I lied. Gene was after. Yeah, Gene was like towards the end. I'm lying, right? So we're like hanging out, whatever. So I'm like chilling, cooking and, taking showers, whatever. So T, mind you, T's with me all the time, right? So I'm like, one day I'm cleaning. I was supposed to, my baby daddy brought my daughter, but my baby daddy has to pick up my daughter by a certain time. Sometimes he'll drop me off to work, whatever. So I'm cleaning, I'm doing my thing, and I'm like packing my daughter's clothes. My daughter's watching TV with me. We're hanging out, whatever. And my phone is blowing up. Like, Samantha's calling me back to back. But Samantha always does that. So Samantha's calling me back to back to back to back to back. So I pick up the phone. I say, yo, what's up? She's like, yo, Tasha, you been on Facebook? And I said, nah, I haven't been on Facebook, whatever. And she was like, go on Facebook. I said, why? She's like, Samantha, Sensitive is dating a black guy. So, oh yeah, she told me. She's like, yeah, she posted him. He's on social media. He posted him, like, when you back in the days when you do the Facebook thing and you put the relationship, like, I'm in a relationship with blah blah blah. I think she put like, I'm engaged, or I'm whatever. She put something like, I'm in a relationship or in love with something, whatever. So she tags T in it. Mind you, I don't have T on social media. I don't ever have dudes I really like talk to on social media, because I don't like people in my business. So I said, okay, girl. I said, okay, give me a second. I said, yo, I'm just cleaning up, whatever, because I said I need to hurry up before my baby daddy come get a diet. So mind you, T is supposed to drop me off to work. It's crazy, right? So I come, I'm like packing my stuff. I said, hold on, diet, I'm getting my daughter ready, getting her stuff. My baby daddy, my baby daddy's nice if the girl's not there. When his baby mother number 2's there, he's rude. So he was really nice to me, because usually he'll park the car in the back and bring the girl to my house. I don't know. So he parked the car in the front. So whenever he parks the car in the front, that means she's not here. So he's mad nice to me. Hey, boo, what's up, boo? Looking good, boo. Like, oh, all right, bro. Don't try to act nice now, because last week you were trying to embarrass me in front of your girl, right? So I give him a dime, give him all the stuff. And then he was like, you need a ride? I said, nah, I'm good. I got a ride. He said, oh, from your little boyfriends? I said, no. I got a ride. I lied. I think I said my cousin's dropping me off or something like that. He said, oh, okay, no problem, whatever. So he takes it that. So I'm like, oh yeah. So we're talking. I'm getting ready for work, because I started work at that time. I think I was working. No, I don't work till night. So I'm like hanging out, talking, because my baby daddy always picks her up. Like in the afternoon, sometimes he'll pick her up. So like I'm like getting ready. So I'm like taking my stuff. I'm taking everything. I'm hanging out. I'm like cleaning. I'm doing my thing, whatever. And then so Samantha, like, I'm on the phone with Samantha, and I'm like, hold on, girl, hold on. I said, oh, I'm like excited. I'm like, oh, T's about to be coming over later. Blah blah blah. I go on the page, and I see sensitive tag T, but I'm not paying attention. It's my T. I just see the name T. Blah 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 blah. So I click it. Why is it T? Why isn't T, who is supposed to be picking me up, is her man? I said, get the fuck out of here, bro. I said Samantha. Samantha. She said, what? I said, bitch, that's T. She said, nuh-uh. Mind you, Samantha's seen T a million times. Samantha go, nuh-uh, that's not T, that's not T, that's not T. And T used to have, like, his mom's name on his forearm, but then I found out months later that that was his girlfriend's name. So T was playing all of us. Oh, child. Anywho, I'll get there, right? So, we're like, first of all, I'm like, how did he do that? Because if he had, anywho, I'll find out all that after, okay? So then I found out, whatever. So I'm like, yo, that's T. And mind you, me and Sensitive, I told you, we're cool, but we're not cool for real. Like, we'll just talk here and there. Hey girl, how you doing? Can you do my hair? We'll talk about little stuff. When we get together, we'll talk to each other. So Sensitive wasn't really my friend until recently. Me and Sensitive became cool when I was dating Trifling's brother, right? So I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So I'm telling like whatever. So I'm like, yo, fuck out of here, right? Because T's supposed to come get me that day, right? So when T comes, I didn't say nothing about it, because T technically wasn't my man. So I told T like straight up, like, I can't fuck with you no more. He was like, why not? Like, what happened? I said, yo, Sensitive. I said, I know you have a girlfriend, but I didn't tell him I knew Sensitive. I didn't say nothing like that. I just said, I knew you have a girlfriend. I have mutual with the girl that you're whatever, right? But I don't know. Maybe because the fact that I had so much love for Sensitive, it wasn't worth it, because she was so in love with T. So I ended up telling her, like, one day, I think I called her, like, because I kind of stopped talking to T completely. After he dropped me off that day, I completely dropped him. He kept coming back and trying, but I was like, nah, I can't do that. I said, I don't fuck with people who have him. Well, he tried to explain to me, like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know it was going to go this far, because the fact that, you know, I was just trying to set you up for Sam, and, you know, I didn't expect to fall for you, and blah, blah. I said, nah, it's cool, you're not my man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what kind of hurt him, because I played the nigga role on him, because I dropped him cold turkey. Like, I didn't even try. I just dropped him, because the fact that I had so much love for Sensitive. So I think I told Sensitive like months later. I think I was doing her hair, and I was real with her. I said, yo, I want to be real with you. You know, I was like, me and T was dating. And, you know, I said, I didn't tell her. I said, she's like, did you really like him? Because Sensitive, one thing about Sensitive, she don't play about like niggas you fuck with or men you date. She will drop the man for you. Like, that's how she is. That's one thing I give her. Her loyalty is insane. Like, her loyalty is real. But okay, this is how she is. If I come up to her and I'm like, yo, I'm messing with T, she has to ask T and see what he says. If T be like, nah, I'm not fucking, she'll be like, T said that he's not fucking with you, and she'll drop you. I ain't gonna lie. But if like, it's like, for example, like, if T does say, yeah, she'll drop T because I had him first. That's one thing I would give her, right? But she always takes the man's opinion before you. Never fails. So when she asked me, I talked to her, I had a conversation, but I think at that time she said me and T, we kind of like stopped talking. We don't talk no more. And I said, okay, I just wanted to let you know as a friend that, you know, me and T was talking, but I didn't tell her like we was talking the day of or whatever. I just said, you know, we was talking, it wasn't really that serious, we used to whatever, T liked me, but I didn't really like T like that, blah 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 blah. And she's like, what, are you sure, blah blah blah. And then I think she called T, and T was like, nah, he don't know me or some shit like that. But I was like, yo, you know, I said, you don't have to believe me. I told her what car he drove, I told her, you know, everything. I was real, you know what I'm saying. I said, me and T, that we messed around for years, like a years. So I'm like, you know, but I just left it at that. And I think she ended up like breaking up with him anyways, because I knew she don't really like black men, no shade, she don't. And then I seen T like months later, right? Probably a year later, and he had like a wedding ring, because I heard from somebody that T got married, and T been had a girlfriend. So after all this, me, sensitive, he had this woman's name, and I used to ask him who's this woman's name on his forearm, and he used to say that's his mother, or yeah, I think he said it was his mother. But this whole time it was his fiance, and then he ended up being married. Like probably I seen him a couple years, and I asked him, he's like, no, he kept lying, trying, oh, when can I see you? I miss you. You were the love of my life, and da 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 da. And then me and T stopped talking, baby. But that's how me and Sensitive found out that T, we both was talking to the same man. Baby. Well, baby, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I hope it wasn't everywhere, because my mind sometimes be like, all right. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Believe me, I got so much stories to come. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.